Hey there, my name is Brighton. Welcome back to another midweek. We are still in our Minor Prophets series, but for the midweek, we are meeting with our local partners. So I am joined by Amy.
Hi.
Hey.
Good to be with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad to have you here. So you are with Hope Inspire Love and She's Somebody's Daughter.
Isn't that a mouthful?
It's a lot of, it's the 3-word, the 2 times the 3 words.
Right.
So you have to say both because both entities are who you are representing.
And you did a great job. Great job. So thank you.
Hey, thanks so much. Glad that you are here.
Yeah.
And so you are the co-founder
Correct.
of Hope Inspire Love.
Yes.
Would you mind just sharing a little bit about how that got founded?
Yeah, so I know you guys know a lot about She's Somebody's Daughter, and I love that we can share a little bit more about who Hope Inspire Love is. If you listened on Sunday, you learned a little bit about us. It's not much time to share a lot, but Hope Inspire Love exists all because of a subway ride. And that subway ride was back in 2017, where a young man got on the subway, and while he was on the subway, he was headed to a job interview. There's not signal on the subway. I don't know when the last time you've been on a subway, but just really, you got to stay within your own mindsets. He was preparing for this interview, and an older gentleman jumped on the subway with a younger girl. And the way that connection looked like, it looked like a father and daughter.
Okay.
But then as you could look a little bit further, you noticed the girl wasn't dressed for the season. So it's spring. And her attire, it was still chilly outside, but she was not very modestly dressed. So as a mom, in my mind, I'm probably thinking that's a dad who's frustrated with his daughter, who's not dressed appropriately. And so did this young man on the subway. He kind of thought maybe they had a disagreement about what she's wearing. And as he looked a little bit further, he saw the way the man was like gripping the girl. It was like this perpetrator, this person that had control and manipulation over this young girl. And she couldn't have been more than 13. Now, let me ask you, what on average does a teenager usually have with them if they're like 13 to 15? What are they usually carrying?
An electronic device or a phone.
Correct. So electronics, a bag, something that they're not just walking around with nothing.
Right.
And this young girl did not have anything. She literally was just walking with this man on the subway. And as the doors closed, this young man just kept trying to gauge something's not okay. And Holy Spirit check. It was that gut check, like, I don't think something's okay here, but I don't know what it looks like. So I don't know exactly what it could be. So eventually the young girl looked up at him. Now, mind you, this whole time she was also looking down, not looking at anybody on the subway.
Yeah.
And when she locked eyes with him, he said it was so dark and made him so uncomfortable, he had to look away.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know if you've ever encountered someone where you're just like, oh, there's something there. But he felt so bad because she was so young. She was only, like I said, like 13.
Yeah.
And he's thinking, I'm a dad myself, and if I looked away, how did that make her feel? And he thought, that could be my daughter.
Right.
And so as he was on the subway, other people began to notice that interaction and thought, okay, like this guy needs to do something. Nobody else was doing anything. And he said, Lord, if you could give me just one more time to look at her. And she looked up and they caught eyes again. And yet he's still thinking, what do I do?
Right. Yeah.
Like, what am I supposed to do? I could do more harm than good. He could put her in more danger if this man who we believe is the trafficker was going to do something. And as they made eye contact, the man that we say is the trafficker, that perpetrator, like literally grabbed her and got off the subway. Now, I'm sure you and I, we know, we've seen all the movies, right?
Yeah.
And you think the doors closed and that young man just pulled the doors open and got out and went after her. That's like a movie.
Yeah.
But the reality is not one person on that subway got off. Not one person did anything. And I think that's the reality of the world we live in. We're not sure if we should do something. We don't want to overstep. But his was frozen by fear. And that man was my husband. And it's crazy because part of that story is he came home to tell me about that job interview, tell me about everything that happened. And all I kept thinking was, no, you need that job. And he said, no, Amy, what I saw today, I can never unsee.
Wow.
And he said, Amy, we have to do something. And that was what was birthed of Hope Inspire Love. And I got to be honest, I was not okay at first. I was like, no, this is what we're supposed to do. I was supposed to open a coffee shop.
Okay.
And I had money set aside. And I said, we'll put some of that funding, any money that we bring in, we can give it away to anti-trafficking work. And he said, Amy, I don't think that's what we're supposed to do.
Oh, man.
And so God like opened the door for this job. But he also let him see this young girl. And God gives us choices in this world. He allows us to make a choice. And literally he said, I'm not taking this job.
Yeah.
We found out later that they never hired for his job and the whole department shut down. That job was going to pay for us to move into the city, sell everything to just go. And he said no. And I just think God's hand and protection, but that's where this was birthed. The dream of the dream of Steve that said, okay, I know God has more, but if I didn't know enough, our community doesn't know enough.
Right.
So we started with prevention education. Then it began, okay, what about those that now that we educate and they come and tell us that they've been trafficked or abused, how do we help them? So we provided trauma-informed mentorship and restorative care services, case management. And we were saying we were doing outreach, but the reality is our outreach was very minimal. And we knew She's Somebody's Daughter was doing incredible outreach.
Wow.
So this is, again, we were founded in 2017, She's Somebody's Daughter in 2012. And we went, wait, they're doing great work. How do we continue to champion what they're doing? They're the ones really doing the really deep dive of going into where those women are and serving them. We're serving youth and adults, but it looks different. They're usually referred to us.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the start of the relationship of Hope Inspire Love and She's Somebody's Daughter, that we've partnered together for the last 8 years, but they've been doing truly the outreach side and also education, really good education alongside what we've been doing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That leads right in. You helped me lead you a little bit. Well, those that are watching may be more familiar in our region with She's Somebody's Daughter. So how are you both joining forces to be able to combat the sexual exploitation and the human trafficking?
Yeah. So the need is great. And we can't, again, I feel like sometimes we silo ourselves in what we can do, and we need to be able to collaborate and be multi-purposeful and say, how do we lean into one another? And so this all came about because of an ask, just asking She's Somebody's Daughter, hey, what do you need? How can we come alongside and support you? And we see what you do, and we don't want you going anywhere. Your work is in powerful things that are happening, and how can we champion this? We thought maybe it'd be volunteers, getting other people involved, and it was this conversation of, what if we did this together? What if we were able to, one, remove some of the barriers, and also financial, because now we don't need two, bookkeepers. We don't need two CRMs. There's different resources. We don't need all the tech stuff.
Right.
I'm going into way too much detail, but the reality is that we are being able to steward God's funding so much better.
Yeah.
And we're coming under one unified mission that is so aligned already that if you would look at both of our organizations, this is a no-brainer. And so now we can serve 11 counties versus the various counties we were serving separately and come together as joint forces and now have offices in Lancaster, Chambersburg, and Harrisburg. And we also have a team out in the King of Prussia area that are remote. And so it's so cool to see how God has aligned the missions. And so now we can do really strong prevention education across 11 counties. We can do outreach through the 11 counties, and we can do restorative care through 11 counties. So we're better together, stronger together.
Wonderful.
And it's always been passion for the one that's led us here for each organization, but it's the change lives that keep us going. And that is what unity is. That is what direction, only the thing that God can do.
Wow. That's so great. Thanks so much for sharing with us that teamwork, all for God's glory, to be able to rescue those.
I love being able to share that, because I think people know it's happening, but they don't know how do they get involved? What do they do? It seems scary and dark, and it is heavy and dark. It is a lot, but I feel that you have to remember there's hope. There's hope, and it's only the hope that God can give. The healing can only come from the Lord. We say we're faith aligned, not faith forced, because we want to meet people where they are, because we want them to say, but why don't you give up on me? Because guess what? Jesus didn't give up on you or I, right? And when they say, why, who's paying for all this for me? Because there's no cost to them. Everything is free. And I say the church, the community, and a lot of them were harmed in the church. Yeah. They've walked into churches where their buyers were there. And so we have to rewrite that narrative to say, no, this is what God can do in his healing. And when you run, guess what? We're running with you. We're in 11 counties. We can run across those 11 counties. But isn't that what God did? Jesus went after the one, and there were no barriers. And that's the heart and mission of Hope Inspire Love and She's Somebody's Daughter.
Wonderful. You shared a lot of stories this past Sunday in our services of how you see God at work. Would you mind? Is there another one, or maybe highlighting another one that you could share with us?
I always want to let you know that we honor and protect the survivors that we serve, and so I've always changed names and sometimes combined a few stories to honor that this person could be in your community. It could be me. It could be you.
Understood.
And the goal is that we want them to feel dignified and be in our community, and they're not known by them being a survivor, but they're known by their name. Right?
Yes.
And the beauty of this is that what was just glorious when we started Hope Inspire Love, like I said, it was my husband who said, we're doing this. Our first office space we moved into, or second office space we moved into, we heard this screeching. And we're like, what is that noise? And it was a train. And we felt like it was God's reminder every day, okay, this is why you're here. It's like that bell, that reminder,
Yep.
like this is what we do this for. And one of the survivors that we served had come in the doors, and she said, Steve, I'm that one. And Steve said, what? And she goes, I know I'm not that one you went after, but I know you look for her every day. Every day the door opens. Every day you walk through here, you're hoping she'll walk through those doors. And she said, but I'm that one. You did it for me. And you're doing it for the next one. I want to remind you, like, I know you keep looking for her. I know that you're waiting for that young girl to walk through these doors because you still want to see her. He still sees her face. And she said, but I'm that one.
Wow.
And there's going to keep being another one and another one. And what I love about our team, they're such a great team, and they will be meeting with somebody that walks through our doors for intake, and they'll tell them the story of why we started. And as they walk out, they go and sit with Steve at the table, and they're like, hey, how are you? It's kind of like they feel that, okay, you did this for me.
Yes. Right.
And no, he only did what God asked him to do. And it was, okay, don't you sit on this. And I think this is a challenge for each one of us. When you see something, just don't assume, or if God puts something on your heart, be propelled to action. That's when God moves. He needs you to take that step. And literally him doing that was able to open these doors. And again, it literally 2 years into starting Hope Inspire Love is when we partnered with She's Somebody's Daughter on initiatives and work. And they were meeting women in strip clubs. And it was building that relationship, that one-on-one connection. And saying, we're going to continue to show up. And so when we serve these women and they know all of their services are free, they know that, hey, it doesn't cost me to come in and meet with somebody. It doesn't cost me when I'm trying to look for an apartment. We're helping them find housing. And they say, why do you guys do this? And we say, because the community believes in you.
Yeah.
The church believes in you.
Yeah.
And we always say we're faith aligned, not faith forward. And the reason is we want to make sure people that walk through our doors see Jesus through the way we walk out our life.
Yeah.
Because so many of them have been abused in the church, hurt in the church, and we want them to know, like, we're going to rewrite that story. Like, God's going to rewrite that story. And when you're able to do that and they say, but you're not giving up on me. No, but you should.
Yeah.
No, we're going to run with you. We're going to be with you, and we're going to meet you everywhere you go. And again, we're across 11 counties now, so we can run a lot of places.
Yeah.
And through that, we can say, no, we see you, we love you, and you mean the world to us. And so I know that's one story, but so many of them are mamas with their kiddos, finding housing, finding safety. They're the heroes of their own story. We do not rescue. That's the beauty of this. This is their story, their journey, and we're going to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
And we just get to cheer them on. We get to see them graduate college, get on the dean's list, graduate high school, and get out of some of these young people out of treatment centers that was wrong. It wasn't even where they should be. And they're placed with good, amazing, incredible community that's going to see them through their healing. And we just get to champion that. So that's some of the beauty. I mean, I could go on for hours, so we're not going to go on for hours, but the beauty of the why and being able to meet women in these motels and the homeless encampments and saying, like, you're not alone, because that's where their exploitation's happening, and letting them know, because they don't even realize that, oh no, I chose this. No, you didn't. It needs to be another voice on the other side that reminds them, this isn't your journey, this isn't your story, and this doesn't have to be the end.
Yeah. So you're here because we are partnered with King Street Church, Hope Inspire Love, and She's Somebody's Daughter. If someone listening wants to help volunteer or resource, or what are some of the needs that you could potentially give to anyone who's watching or listening?
I first have to say, well done, church. You guys are doing a phenomenal job with local partners. One of my first meetings when we were talking about this merger was about how many incredible organizations sit at a table together and talk about how they can support one another. Yeah. And it's like, this is our backyard. This is missions. And I said this in every service, so I'm going to say it again, is that you guys are the local missions. And this is a call to action. And so by you giving your tithes, giving and investing, financial pieces are huge to help our organizations thrive, because that's what we get to tell those we serve. It's not because of us. It's about our community. It's the church coming alongside you. We need prayer warriors, people that are willing to stand the gap. This is spiritual warfare. We have prayer teams. We have people that like literally get on a call and just pray and listen. And again, we don't go into the deep stories, but more just like, here's how you can surround us in prayer. We need volunteers that go out to homeless encampments, motel base, doing programming. We're going to be serving minors now in this region. So we need those that have a heart for minors that said, you know what? I would like to walk with them. and walk with them in this journey. And so we train you, we equip you. Again, this is not something we throw you to the wolves. Everything's trauma-informed and trained. We kind of make it hard for you.
Yeah.
We make you go deep because we want you to know you're committed.
Yep.
We had a minor one time. When we were doing our training, we shared a story of a minor who went to meet their mentor. And the mentor shows up, never saw the minor, and kept going, where is this kid? Like, I'm supposed to be meeting with them. They did this probably for about 4 months. And the team said, nope, just keep showing up. Showing up. Found out the kid was behind a tree, waiting to see if that mentor would show up, even if they didn't show up. Because they wanted to know where they committed, because they were tired of being let down.
Yeah.
And I think we all can relate. And especially if you've been through trauma, it takes a minimum of 1 year to even start to build trust again.
Okay.
And so we don't base anything by a program or a checkbox. It's about relationship. Trauma that happens through relationship must be healed through healthy relationship. And we are on that journey to see restoration happen.
Yeah.
So my call to action for y'all is pray with us, help support us financially, spiritually, all those wonderful things, and get involved. If this is something that just tugs at your heart, I heard a couple people told me today, this is still sat with me, then act on it. Just like Steve did.
Yeah.
He, passion for that one. Find your one. So maybe it's not in this, learn, educate yourself, learn more so you can help others in our community.
Yeah. So if someone wanted to get connected by being a prayer warrior or volunteering, is your website the best place for them to go?
Yes. So all of our organizations will have one site. So go to hopeinspirelove.org, and there's a tab that says Get Involved. Under there, you can learn all about the different ways. We have interns. We have all these incredible opportunities, helping in the office. There, again, an array of opportunities where you may think, oh, I'm not qualified. God qualifies us. So just be willing to be a yes and be willing to step out.
All right. Well, Amy, thanks so much for being here with us again.
Yeah.
And
thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Grateful that we are partners through King Street Church, and thanks for following the Lord's call, you and your husband following the Lord's call to do this very difficult work.
Absolutely. I'm thankful for a husband who wouldn't let me say no.
Yep.
Thank you guys. We appreciate you all.
Yep. Thanks so much to you for being here. Get connected, hopeinspirelove.org to learn more or get connected. And with that, we will see you next week. Have a great rest of your week.